Have you felt it? Something is shifting. It's not dramatic. It's not even really obvious. It's this quiet awareness that something in your life is changing. Maybe it's your priorities. Maybe it's your interests. Maybe it's the people you're hanging around. Maybe it's what you're willing to tolerate. Maybe what used to excite you just doesn't excite you anymore. Maybe what used to scare you doesn't quite scare you as much anymore either. What we're talking about today is a transition, and transitions don't always announce themselves loudly. Sometimes they just whisper, "You're not who you used to be." And that's okay. We spend so much of our life chasing destinations that we forget to notice when we actually arrive at the place that we once prayed to be. And at some point in your life, you hope to be exactly where you were or where you are right now. You hope for the level of stability that you have. You hope for the knowledge that you have now. You hope for the strength that you have now. You hope for the problems you have now. You may not have thought they were problems then, but you wanted high class problems. And then once you get here, once we get here, it becomes normal. It becomes a Tuesday for us, or Monday, or whatever day you choose. But it's just your new normal. And you get to that new normal, and now you want the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And it's like a thirst that can't be satisfied. We're always chasing the next thing, forgetting to admire where our feet are, be grateful for what we have now that someone else is wishing they had, and we don't even realize that it's something worthy because we're used to it now. We forgot about the struggle it took to get there, and someone else is praying for the problems that you currently have. Someone else wishes they had the high value skills and was laid off and have the network and options to go and find another job. Someone wishes that they had the network and the connections that you have. Someone is wishing and hoping and praying just to be able to figure out where they want to go in life, or what they want to do and how to get there, most importantly. So I just want you to type one word in the chat for me right now that describes a transition that you're currently experiencing or going through. Whether it's your career, is it an identity transition? Are you transitioning into being more confident? Is it a relationship transition? Is it something with your health? Are you starting to eat right and work out and walk or stretch? Are you just transitioning in purpose? Maybe what used to be purposeful for you before is no longer really serving you and you found a new purpose. What is that transition for you right now? Just type it in the chat and I'll address it when it pops up. But if not, we'll keep going. So most people think that transitions need to be clear, like they need to be this light bulb moment that, I know where I'm going, I know exactly what I'm doing, and now I'm going for it. And the truth is that most transitions feel confusing. It A transition means something is ending, and everything is pretty much a living entity, and nothing wants to die that is living, including beliefs, including ways of life and old habits. Like you've heard the phrase, old habits die hard. But before something else fully begins, something has to end. You can't renovate a house by just painting walls. And apartments try this all the time. They'll just paint over stuff and call it new. You have to destroy the old so that the new can take root. Which means that for a period of time, you don't really feel fully feel like the old version of yourself, but you also don't fully feel like the new version of yourself either. So you're in this weird, uncomfortable in-between space. I kind of liken it to like when you were 20. You're no longer a teen, but you're not fully an adult. So you're just in this weird in-between purgatory space of, I don't know what I'm doing, right? And they could feel that way in any transition. I'm not fully grown to fit into these new clothes and these new responsibilities that are entrusted in me yet. But I'm also not comfortable being who I used to be either. And this in between space can feel so uncomfortable. Just, I know I can't be the only one. I'm in this transition right now in my life as well, where I'm not quite the person I used to be. There's remnants that I'm still in the same shell, the same body, but I'm also not fully confident in stepping into that new. Oh, of course, they would call me while I'm on my live. I've been waiting for this call all day. We'll get back to them. All right. But this is where the growth happens, is in that uncomfortable middle space of I don't really know fully how to step into this new version and this new thing I'm called to do, but I'm also not comfortable sitting where I am anymore. And I want to talk to you about the greater transition readiness map I created. One of the most powerful ideas from this transition readiness map is that disruption often follows intention. The moment that you decide, I want something different, I want to grow, I want more alignment in my life, I want to change directions and go a different route, things will feel more uncertain before they start feeling like you're not just going to decide that and then everything's going to line up. The stars are not going to line up for you. It's going to be more uncertain, not less. And this is because intention rearranges your reality. You are literally speaking out into the universe that you want something different, and it's like, okay, I can give you that different thing, but you're going to have to let go of the old to take hold of the new. And this clarity changes what you can tolerate. Now that you know you're meant for more and there's something else that you can take hold of, someone else you can be, you can't really sit in the old place anymore comfortably. And growth is going to disrupt your comfort zone. You can't really stay comfortable where you were when you know there's another way. It's like once you know, you can't unknow. So an example is, I'm trying to get the volume right. It sounds weird to me, but when I realized that the skill set I had developed in UX and designing experiences for people was a high value skill set that can make six figures, it still felt like Tuesday to me. Like, this is just what I do. This is just who I am. And waiting tables was all I ever knew. And I knew how to create an experience in a restaurant where people wanted to spend more than their meal was worth to go ahead and tip me. And I got it down to a science where I could get $100 off a two-top. And that was all I knew. But stepping into this new place of creating experiences with software and apps and helping people in a different way from a desk, I didn't quite feel like I belonged, or, I don't have the degree. I don't have years of experience like these other people. So maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And there was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of imposter syndrome. There's a lot of second guessing. And, at some point, one of my mentors had said, one day you're going to wake up and realize, oh man, I know exactly what I'm doing. And I remember that moment. I had redesigned an app for a lady I met at a meetup, and to see the smile on her face and to see the metrics and to see the changes actually implemented, I realized, wow, I do know what I'm doing. Like, I was able to do this. And you might be experiencing this growth, this discomfort of growth in the transition. Like, you're no longer comfortable where you are, and you're meant for more, and people have told you left and right, you should be doing this or you should be doing that, whatever it is, and you don't know how to go about it. It feels uncomfortable. There's a lot of people you're going to have to let go of or disappoint in order to move to that next level. I just want to reassure you, it doesn't mean that anything's wrong. It often means that something is moving. And if I can be so brutally honest here, change is the only thing that's consistent. The only thing you can guarantee is that things will always change. And so I want you to normalize this discomfort. And I want to teach you how to navigate that discomfort when it comes to transition. Because most people are thinking that if this were the right path, wouldn't it feel easy? And I mean, if it's easy, it's not worth it. Most meaningful transitions feel uncertain. They feel imperfect. They feel messy. They feel unfinished. They feel unclear. They feel ambiguous because you're learning while you're moving. You're building the plane while you're in the air. You're building the train while it's on the tracks. You're building the car while you're on the highway. That's exhilarating for me, but for most people, that is uncomfortable. There's no certainty. There's no structure. There's no clear guideline on when the transition will end, when it started, where I'm at in the process, and you're building a bridge while walking on it. That's scary. So this framework that I created with the transition, I forgot what I called it, is build the bridge, but don't burn the boat. So I burn the boat because I'm the kind of person that will burn the bridge while I'm standing on it to let you know I'm serious about my crazy. That's not for everyone, but I just have this faith and dependence on a power greater than myself that helps me to know that it's all going to be okay. No matter what it feels like in the moment, I have 100% success rate with getting over hard things in my life. So that gives me that faith and that trust that no matter what happens, it's all going to be okay. But you don't have to destroy everything to move forward. You can actually create stability while building alignment. And that's what I want to teach you is how to get through the transition, how to transition without having to burn everything down. You can build the bridge. So I want you to ask yourself right now, like, where am I now? What am I grateful for here and now in this moment? And then think, what is no longer working? Like, what is no longer working or serving you right now? And what are you feeling called towards? Because a lot of people know what they don't want, but they don't really know what they want. They know they want to be somewhere other than where they are. When you ask them what they want, they will recite all of the things they're not wanting to do or what they don't want. And that only gives you more of that. So I want you to focus on what you're being called toward, where you're going next. The transition map, we'll just call it that. It asks, do you know what you're moving toward or only what you're moving away from? Because clarity about direction reduces anxiety about change. If I know clearly where I'm going, then the anxiety doesn't come up. The anxiety turns into excitement because now I know where I'm going and I know what to look forward to. So, let's see, put it in the chat now. What feels harder right now for you? Is it knowing where you're going or trusting yourself to figure it out? If it's knowing where you're going, type direction. If it's trusting yourself to figure it out, put trust, and we'll keep moving. So there's a lot of fear that comes with transition too, and I want to reframe that fear for you today, because fear will show up in transitions because your identity is shifting, and your identity is your ego, is your foundation. And when you shake someone's foundation, it's like trying to fix the foundation on a house while all the furniture and all of the stuff on the walls is still in there. It's not comfortable. Like, nothing's going to stay in place. Like, you have to tear it down and start over. So you're shaking your identity. The framework is suggesting writing fears down and asking, is it a fact or is it a feeling? When you identify feelings versus facts, you can see clearly where your anxiety has been coming from. Fear often speaks the loudest when we're closest to change because, again, something has to die, and usually it's the old you. But fear is not always a stop sign. A lot of people feel fear and think, maybe I messed up, maybe I'm doing something wrong, maybe this isn't for me, maybe I should just go back to what's comfortable, what I know. And most times fear is just evidence that something matters to you. That's what anxiety is. Nerves. You're nervous. Nerves are good. They let you know that you care. But anxiety and excitement are the exact same energy. It's just what you choose to label it that will either mobilize or paralyze you. So if I call it excitement, it's going to move me. It's the same energy, but it's going to push me forward. If I call it anxiety, it's going to paralyze me and make me not want to move because I'm anxious. I don't know what's going to happen. There's so much uncertainty. And you don't have to have the entire path figured out before you move. You just need to clarify the next step. Like you need enough clarity to take the next step. And in that next step, you're going to learn so much just from moving that the momentum is just going to build. Meaningful lives are seldom built through one giant leap. It's usually small, aligned steps repeated consistently. And so I always ask people, what's the fastest thing that you can prototype and test today or this week? It doesn't have to be a fully fleshed out empire or plan or strategy or roadmap. What's the smallest thing you can do today? Because guarantee what's going to happen is you're going to take that little step, you're going to make a mistake, someone's going to ask you a question, and then it's going to encourage you to do some more research or think deeper about this thing, and it's going to flesh it out in motion. You're going to build the bridge while you're walking on it. And I want to encourage you, transitions don't mean that you're lost. A lot of people can feel lost in a transition because the identity is shifting and you don't know who you are anymore. I've felt like a tourist, and I don't know if you've felt like this. I felt like a tourist in my own life at times where I don't even know who I am or what I'm doing because it's so different than what I've always done. And this happens all the time. I'm always in transition. I think we're always in transition. Just some of us embrace it more and move on, and others are afraid to let go. And that's okay. It's just different temperaments, right? Transition, it means you're evolving. And honestly, what is life if you're not evolving? What is life if you're not growing? I want to tell you a little bit about what we do inside Greater University. Whether on purpose or not, we're helping people to navigate transitions intentionally. And we don't do it by pretending that change is easy or that we have it all figured out or like we're perfect beings in the Greater University. We're just creating structure around growth. And we do like clarity exercises, reflection frameworks. I have these PDFs I've created from the Greater Framework, but also from 24 months of coaching people and seeing what works. And so it's reverse engineered from what has actually worked for people. And then, we support each other. You're getting support from people who understand the in-between seasons. Because transitions feel less overwhelming when you don't feel alone in the transition. And this is what I'm talking about. Have you felt it? We have social media. We're more connected than we've ever been. And yet there are so many people who can be in a room full of people or have hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers and still feel completely alone. We are in a season of transition from the way things used to be to AI being able to do everything for us. And it's a scary place to be. A lot of people are afraid that AI is going to take their job. A lot of people don't even realize that they're training AI to replace them as they are in the job right now. People are training these models with how they think, how they solve problems, and then before you know it, urgent AI restructure or shift, and they've laid off another 10,000 people, and they've got all of their minds of how they think and how they work programmed into these AI models for the company to replace them. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I see patterns and I form things really quickly. And so that's what I'm seeing. So I want to encourage you. I don't want to leave on a dark note, but if you're in a season of transition right now, you are not behind. You are in process. And process is where the transformation happens. You're allowed to appreciate where you are. And if I may say this myself, success begins with gratitude. And what you appreciate appreciates. What you focus on grows. And I've seen this. It doesn't matter what you focus on, it will grow, whether it's negative or positive. And there's, you know, different temperaments, different mental abilities for different people. I won't even say abilities, different mental quirks, right? We've got some autistic, some ADHD, some dyslexic, some bipolar. We've got people all over on the spectrum. You've even got mixes of them all. And different things work for different people. So I'm just encouraging you, find what works for you in this season of transition. Appreciate where you are on the way to where you're going while still building where you're going. You're allowed to honor how far you've come. It's not pride. It's not ego. It's just acknowledgement, right? We tend to think humility is downplaying ourselves and being less of who we are. And really it's just an honest self-assessment of, I'm not greater than, I'm not lesser than, I simply am who I am. And that's okay. That's enough. And you can do that without minimizing how far you want to go. A lot of people will put these limitations on themselves. I just need just enough money to do this, or I just need just enough to just be like, I don't want to take from someone else. And the reality is, you're not taking from anyone else. There's more than enough to go around for everyone. More than enough of everything to go around for everyone. And I think it's our own limitations of what we think we deserve or think we can get that get in the way of the transition being smooth. Transitions are not interruptions to our lives. Transitions are life. And the only thing that is guaranteed to be the same is that things will always change. The only thing that's consistent is inconsistency. And that's okay. Some of the hardest seasons to explain are the ones where nothing looks wrong from the outside, but everything feels different on the inside. And if you're in this place or you've been in this place, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I don't see any comments coming through, and maybe that's my fault. Maybe I didn't put the comments on. No, oh, there, Tiffany said both. I don't know what that was for. I thought I put comments on the stage, but I'm assuming she meant both. Oh my goodness. It was, what did I say to type? It was direction or trust. Yeah. So knowing where you're going or trusting yourself to figure it out. Transitions are not easy, but I want to offer, a conversation. Reach out, DM, comment, and let's see if we can help you with this transition, help you navigate this transition. I've transitioned a lot of times in my life. I'm in a transition right now. I'm showing up weekly at 3 p.m., whether I feel like it or not, to discuss something from the greater framework, from the book, From Waiter to Greater, to help people as I go myself. I'm building this out as I go. And we actually had someone join us in the greatest group ever on Facebook from YouTube. So things are working. It's growing. It doesn't feel like it in the process, but overnight success, there's really no such thing. It's one day people realize that this person exists, but they didn't see that it was a 15, 20-year night of all of the disappointments, all of the doubt, all of the times you wanted to give up, all of the things that got in the way of you being visible to the people who already need what you already have. And it's the ones that don't give up that get the overnight success, because it makes all of those nights, all of those days, all of that blood, sweat, and tears that you pour into the thing, that's what makes it worth it. But don't forget to enjoy where you arrive when you arrive there, because we are destination junkies. We're just headed to the next destination. And one day you're going to wake up and realize that the only true destination is the casket. Like, that is the only time you arrive somewhere, and there's, to our knowledge so far, nowhere else after that, except for memories of what you've left behind. So, what are you working towards to leave behind now? What are you grateful for in these moments? Where are you going? And what is the journey like? How are you enjoying that journey? I really hope this is helping you to navigate the transition. That's really all I had prepared for today. Don't really have much else. I would love to see you in the Greater University Wednesday at 7 Central Standard Time, where we learn to navigate the transitions together and we go a little deeper on this worksheet. But I just wanted to come on live and talk to y'all about that. And hopefully I've added some hope or some new perspective or lens on how to navigate a transition with purpose and hope. Until next week at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 3:05, we go live. I just hope that you be bold and courageous, do all that you do with passion, and I promise it will lead to a life, or you having a life that you love. So for now, go be greater, and if I don't see you in the Greater University Wednesday, that's okay. You'll make it eventually. But definitely will see you in the DMs, and looking forward to chatting with each and every one of you. Happy Monday.